Have you ever typed a message to your crush, deleted it, typed another one, and then spent 5 minutes wondering whether you sounded too interested? Here's the thing. The problem usually isn't that you don't know what to say. It's that you're treating texting like a test. You're trying to find the perfect sentence that will make them like you. But attraction doesn't usually work that way. Your crush isn't sitting there grading your grammar, your response time, or whether you used the perfect emoji. They're remembering how talking to you made them feel. And once you understand that, texting becomes a completely different game. First, stop trying to make every message interesting. One of the fastest ways to kill attraction is trying too hard to entertain someone. You don't need every text to be clever, flirty, or impressive. Instead, give the conversation something personal to react to. There's a big difference between asking, "What's your favorite movie?" and saying, "I watched a movie last night that was so ridiculous, I actually started rooting for the villain." The second message gives them something to grab onto. They can disagree. Ask what movie it was. Tell you their own story. Or joke about your questionable taste. That's the psychological difference between asking for a conversation and giving someone a doorway into one. And this leads to something even more important. People remember emotions more than information. Think about the last person you genuinely enjoyed texting. You probably don't remember every sentence. You remember laughing, feeling understood, being surprised, feeling like the conversation was effortless. That's why one of the best things you can do is create small emotional moments. Maybe you notice something unusual about their personality. Maybe you remember a tiny detail they mentioned days ago. Or maybe you send them something that immediately reminds you of an inside joke. Those moments communicate something powerful without saying it directly. I actually pay attention to you. And that feeling can be much more attractive than a dozen compliments. But there's a trap here. Don't turn attention into an interview. A lot of people discover this advice and start asking question after question. What do you do? Where are you from? What music do you like? What do you do for fun? Technically, they're showing interest. Psychologically, though, it can start feeling like an interrogation. Instead, use the question plus share pattern. Ask something, but give a little piece of yourself too. For example, what's something you could talk about for hours? Mine is probably movies. I get way too invested in them. Now you've given them a question and a piece of your personality. That makes it easier for them to reciprocate. And reciprocity matters because people tend to open up more when they feel the other person is opening up too. But there's another subtle psychological effect that can make your conversations much more memorable. Leave something unfinished. Not every conversation needs a perfect ending. Sometimes, the most memorable messages create a little anticipation. Imagine you're telling a story and say, "Remind me to tell you what happened at dinner tonight. It was honestly unbelievable." Now you've created an information gap. Their brain naturally wants to close it. What happened? That's curiosity. And curiosity is powerful because it gives the other person a reason to continue the interaction. But don't manufacture mystery by pretending to be unavailable or deliberately ignoring messages. Real curiosity is better than fake games. Give them something genuinely interesting to discover. And here's where many people make another mistake. They keep texting after the conversation has already peaked. The conversation is going well. You're both laughing. Messages are coming quickly. Then suddenly, you feel nervous about ending it. So you keep sending things. One more question. One more joke. One more random thought. And eventually, the energy disappears. Sometimes the smartest move isn't sending another message. It's ending while the interaction still feels good. Not to manipulate them, Not to play hard to get, but because good conversations have rhythm. Think about your favorite song. It doesn't need to play forever to be enjoyable. The same is true with texting. If you end a conversation while both of you are still enjoying it, the next interaction has somewhere to go. And that creates something people often mistake for missing someone. It's actually anticipation. And here's the biggest shift. Don't ask yourself, how can I make my crush like me? Ask, how can I make talking to me feel different from talking to everyone else? Maybe you notice things other people miss. Maybe you make them laugh without forcing it. Maybe conversations with you feel unusually easy. Maybe they can talk about something embarrassing without feeling judged. That's what creates emotional association. Eventually, seeing your name on their phone doesn't just mean another message. It means this is probably going to be fun. And that is far more powerful than trying to find the perfect flirty line. So the next time you're about to send a message to your crush, don't overthink the wording. Give them something real to react to. Share a little. Be curious. Create a moment. And when the conversation is good, don't be afraid to let it breathe. Because attraction isn't built by sending the most messages. It's built by creating moments the other person actually wants to experience again. And now I'm curious. What's one message someone has sent you that instantly made you want to keep talking to them? Drop it in the comments, because your answer might reveal more about attraction than you think. And if you want to understand the other side of this equation, watch the next video.